Welcome back, everybody. Today I thought we'd share some good news and a nice little ongoing project that we started back, believe it or not, the same time we started this channel, and that is the breeding of our Balfouris. Now we've been lucky. We had three successful matings of 3 individual females, and 2 of them produced sacks, 1 molted out. Now she's up on the shelf at the moment, busily getting bigger and bigger. And interestingly enough, it's the largest female that molted out, which quite surprised me. I was expecting her to be the one to actually produce the goods. So in this little tank here, this particular female, she had quite a small sack, and she was mated on the 4th. So back in April. We're now in November, and April, as some of you guys will know, was when we actually started the channel. This was at the beginning of the lockdown. So she has taken 6 months to actually get herself sorted out, drop this sack, and it to hatch. So that's quite some time. Now this one here, she was mated, let me just have a quick look. She was mated on the 25th of the 5th, 20. Molted, sorry, on the 25th of the 5th, 20. And she was mated on the 3rd of the 6th. And she produced her sack on the 22nd of the 9th. So she was about, what, 5 months? Yeah, about 5 months. So she was a month quicker, and her sack was actually bigger. And she produced far more youngsters. Now, I'm not 100% sure as to why this has actually happened in this way. I have no idea, to be totally honest with you. The only thing possibly, which would sound very, very backward actually, as I think about it out loud, this particular tank was kept slightly lower down in the room. This tank has been kept higher up. Now you would naturally assume that the higher up one is warmer, so she should have produced quicker, but it's not happened that way. So yeah, that's a scratch your head moment. we're not quite sure. So it just means we're going to have to do it all over again, breed them again, and see what the results are second time round. But we are really, really pleased. We're absolutely chuffed. You'll see I keep them in these Komodo tanks. I really like these tanks for this sort of style of spider, because it means that we can open the tops up and we don't interfere with any of the webbing. It's absolutely left untouched. And these particular ones, these are a 20 by 20, I believe, are ideal for a single female. And if you want to breed your Balfouris, the best possible way of doing it is to keep individual adult females on their own, pair them, leave them on their own. There's very, very mixed reviews about colony breeding. The chances are, I think, the females get hassled too much by the other spiders. Although they're a communal spider, I don't actually believe that in the wild state they live communally like we are actually keeping them. So we keep them in a forced communal situation where we don't give them too much space, because we don't want them predating or getting too territorial with each other. So by keeping them in many of them in a small space, we can cut out all of that kind of aggression between the spiders. And it works really, really well from a keeping point of view, but from a breeding point of view, I do believe you're better off separate your females, breed them like you would your other spiders, and I think you'll find your success rates will be far higher. I think if these had been in a communal situation, I don't think we'd have had the same success. So I could be proven wrong, and if anyone else has got anything to say about that, or have some successes in a communal situation, I'd love to hear about it. So what we do is we've got these guys are in here. Another thing that I do with these is I don't keep them as dry maybe as a lot of other people do. A few years ago I attempted a communal and I kept it bone dry. Everyone was telling me keep them bone dry, they don't like any moisture. These guys, I do actually spray these once a week. pretty much like I do quite a lot of my tropical spiders, in fact. And I found this works really, really well. I have really good molts with them. Their appetites are really good. They've got strong appetites, keeping them like this. And yeah, we just goes against the grain a little bit. I know the majority of people do keep them dry, but you'll see in these enclosures here, these are actually, they are dry, but I do give them that moisture once a week. I give them a light spray, only a light spray. Now then, I guess you want to see some babies, don't you? If we have a little look in here, let's see if we can see some in here. This was the smaller sack of the two. Not the easiest things to see. I think there is a couple up in this top left hand corner. Camera lady's shaking her head. She's saying no, there is not. Marvellous, they've all run away. Oh, there they are, look, they're all in front of us. Right there. Now, as you can see, they're actually down there with Mum. And she's keeping an eye on them. Now, these guys hatched out first. So these are about 3 or 4 weeks in front of the other hatching that we had. And these are coloured up now, they're almost ready to go. You can see them. Right. Now if we move over and have a look in this tank, this is the larger one. Here we go, come and have a look at these. Tell you what, let me take the lid off because you get much better light with the lid off. Come on, camera lady, keep up. Here we go. Are we shining that on there nicely? Now look at all them babies down here. They're all down in this side here. Is that better? As you can see, these youngsters, there's far more of them here, and they're just a little bit easier to see as well, because luckily enough, she hatched these out right up against the glass. And as you can see, she's built a lovely web all over this piece of wood. It's quite surprising actually how many was in that hatch. Now these are growing up real quick. As you can see, they've still got a little bit, they've not darkened off yet. So they've still got a little way to go. I'm not sure where she's hiding. Oh, there she is. She's hidden around the back here. She's in quite deep. And it's interesting to see that actually just before we moved this tank, all of the spiderlings were sat in a little huddle all together away from her. Whereas in this tank, they quite often sit right actually underneath her. So two different styles of keeping there, which is rather interesting. And as you can see there, we do the same with this particular tank as well. We give it a light spray and that seems to do the job. Now I don't know much else of what we can say about these guys, apart from the fact that this is a little project that we've been wanting to do for some time, and it's taken a little while to get here. And all I can say is, don't give up. You know, we've got these spiders. One of these spiders took 6 months to drop a sack. We've got the Poecilotheria, the pokies. We've got some of them now that have been sitting 4, 5 months. We're still waiting for them to drop. And you almost give up. You almost think, oh, it's never going to happen. But proof is in the pudding. They're here. So we've got these guys and they've hatched out lovely. So what we're going to do now, future-wise, we will leave these with these and let them feed and do their thing naturally. And we're going to let them get a little bit bigger, and then it'll be time we'll separate them. They will be available. We will be selling some of these, but I'm also going to set up a reasonable size commune as well. And then that will just be purely a visual type thing, just so that we can watch them and enjoy them. But yeah, there you go. That is our good news. Now it's come just in time as well, because like I said at the beginning, we done these guys back in April when we very first started the channel, and we've not long ago, actually, only a week or two ago, we actually hit our 1,000 subscribers. So they've come just in time, really, haven't they? Quite a little celebration. We're really, really pleased with that. Right then, I think that's about summed these guys up. Any questions, anything like that, do put them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them. Right, so yes, we will be looking for some males in a couple of months' time, because by then our big female, she should have hopefully molted out. She's almost there. She's nearly ready. She's starting to slow up on her food intake, shall we say. She's rather a large female at the moment. So yes, we can soon pair her up, and then the video will be coming out. I will record it and show you guys in due course once we're all done. These babies are all running around. They're absolutely amazing. I love these. No wonder they're so popular. Right then, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spiders. I'll see you soon, guys.